Okay, this is Dawn with Sovereign Brittany's. This is JJ, and I let a bunch of the dog's ears get pretty long. It's a lot longer than I would normally let them get, to show what trimming them up will look like. Some people do this. I've learned, I usually just do this on the older dogs, but you can do this on the younger ones too. But you can take the clippers and just go inside the ear. Careful not to get around the edges. You just get in, hold your hand flat on this side, and then just flip it over. Don't get this longer stuff, but just kind of trim that out neatly. Get that air flowing. I know, JJ. You just kiss. Oh, and I forgot my scissors. Sorry. All right. So I use a curved scissors, just what I'm used to. But I do like the longer scissors. So this I just trim. I just come in and trim it off. A lot of it is just getting the ear in the right position to do the work. Make sure you're aware of where that ear flap is, or that could be problematic. Sometimes I'll come in and I'll trim it. JJ, hold still. And then I'll pull it down, and then I'll trim it some more. And it helps if the dog's cooperative, and don't be afraid to, push their head back and tell them to just stand, and they'll get it. So we've got the edge trimmed, the underneath trimmed. This you could go out with the thinning shears to get it a little bit nicer look to it, but it certainly looked fine before. Then to get this top stuff off, you could come in, if you want to get like a more fancy show trim, you could come in with a stripping knife, and you could strip this off a little bit. You're just pulling kind of that deader hair out, and it doesn't hurt them, or you would know. He would tell you. But you could kind of strip that. Otherwise, you could just scissor it. Again, the hard part is getting the ear in the head position so that you can work with it. So basically, I'm just taking that top fuzz off. And again, I'm really working on that ear and what position it's in so I can trim it easily. So I'm pulling that ear leather down, and then just taking that top stuff off. And what you want to keep doing is using the comb to keep combing it so you don't dig holes in it. Again, just moving it in different positions to get the best effect. This stuff is kind of a preference if you want to leave it a little bit longer and shaggier. If you want to take some of it off, I just take like the ends off a bit here. And again, I just take that fuzzier stuff. I don't dig deep with the scissors. I just take the top stuff off, and then I get it to where I like it. Just like that. Right, JJ? And you get a real pretty ear. All right, we'll do somebody else too, so you get a feel for it. All right, now we're gonna do Sparky's ears. I'm gonna just trim the inside of these, and they can really sit when you do the ears. It's not a big deal. I typically keep them standing just because it's a good habit to get into, but all right. Let me just skim the inside a little bit. Then I'm gonna take my stitches, and I'm gonna just go ahead. If I'm showing him, I'm gonna come back and blend this. If I'm not showing him, it really doesn't matter. But I'm gonna just take and get, I know, rolling his eyes at me. Watch it, he says. Be careful, he says. But I'm gonna just come and trim a bunch of this out of here. No, stay, Spark, stay. Then I can come in and just thin. He's got a very cottony coat. So it catches on the scissors. Okay, so the important part is to get that flap, that ear leather, that's called the ear leather, flat in your hand when you're doing this. Otherwise you can catch those folds too easily. I know, Spark. And if I wanted to come and neaten this up, are you slipping on the table, buddy? Oh. Just gonna kind of roll that ear through my fingertips and take that top stuff off. I'm gonna make him stand. There. We can leave it like that and leave a little bit more hair on it, or we can take Sparky's stand. Or we can take a little bit more off. So, you know, he's, he's being very cooperative, but he keeps wanting to look at me. So you just keep pushing the muzzle back. No, Sparky, no, stand. And just tell him. Just be patient and just keep telling him what you want, moving his head to where you want it. And they get it, they'll figure it out. Okay, same thing with this stuff now. Kind of pull that out a little bit, and you can take as much or as little of that off as you want. Whatever you want to do. He's got kind of big ears, don't you, Sparky? Got kind of big old ears, so a little bit more to groom there than some of them. But there you go. Let me know if you got questions on how to groom ears. Maybe we'll take one more, maybe Jersey, our little girl Jersey, and pop her up here and do her ears too. But all right, here's Jersey. We're gonna do that same thing, just clip her a little bit inside her ears and clean that up. Then we're gonna take the long shears and just cut around the outside. And you can do this from either side. You can do it from this side or the inside. Doesn't really matter. Her coat is a little bit more wiry than some of them. And some of it is just kind of baby coat, like it's getting better the older she gets. She just turned a year. And it's getting better, but it's a little bit wiry. So hers is a little different. With hers, I might just, sorry, put it away. I might just use the stripping knife on hers, because I don't know if you can see it, but it's just kind of fuzzy and a bit wiry. And so I'm just gonna take this and strip it a little bit. It's a little tricky, and it actually works. Evelyn just gave them all baths, and it actually works a little better with the stripping knife if it's dirty, because it clings to it picks up the hair a little better. I know, stay. And so I would just strip this a little bit, and I don't get much off, but that's fine. And then if there is a little bit of fuzziness left, just come in and tip that off. And then this all, I'm gonna switch sides here. This all needs to be thinned out. It's kind of like part of the ear, I guess. She has kind of a coat like Grandma Godiva, and just a little bit wiry, and it'll get better the older she gets, but as a youngster, that's how it is. I'm just gonna tip that off a little bit, and there we go. Crazy girl. Come on up front, see if you can see it. You can hardly, and her, you can hardly even see the difference between the two ears. It didn't take much. So anyway, those are ears. If you have any questions, let me know.